Good morning. So, you see this white cat, this boy here? That's my baby, my tripod. Do you see this in my hand? One is pink because it says Spoon. The other one says Polaris. Spoon is right there. These my boys. I'm so sad today because I think they have ear mites. And so I've been trying to treat them, which they hate this. They absolutely hate this stuff because they're not used to nothing going in their ears. But this one right here, I don't know if he's taken too good to it. I've been treating him the most because he started out shaking his head like real hard. I don't know why he was shaking his head. You saw him flicker a little bit, but he shakes his head really hard and fast. And I didn't know why he was doing that. That was about maybe 3 weeks ago when I first noticed it. And I was like, why is he doing that? And after a couple days, I said, I don't know what's going on with my boy. And I began to look it up. Why is he shaking his head like this? I don't know. And so Google told me that it could be that he has ear mites. And then they start talking about all this stuff about don't use anything over the counter. Don't use anything over the counter. Well, everything that's over the counter starts at about, I don't know, $8 a bottle, like that Pet Armor. I got that from Amazon, but that's the very first thing that shows up on Google search for treating ear mites in cats. Some of it is for cats and dogs. I don't know why the lighting changed. That's just crazy. Let me just stand under the light again. There it is. Meanwhile, it said, excuse me, it said don't use anything over the counter, but go to a vet. I'm sorry, I'm going to put this down because that's their scratching boards. They also have, a whole log in my house because I'm going to make sure they're good. They want to scratch and do things. So it told me not to do, over the counter. But this stuff is the very first thing that they say, to use if they have it. But sometimes this other brands come with dog and cat, right? And I only got the one for cats, okay? And they hate it. And I've been using it for them and everything. This is just their sticks with their toys because they like these. But they broke their wands, so I had to, improvise. But this is Polaris, and he's been throwing up a little bit. I saw him throw up once on the counter in my kitchen. Like, why are you throwing up? I mean, just set up and just threw up. And I was like, oh, this is not good. And I didn't know why, but I imagine maybe his belly was queasy because of the medicine, and he had it probably 3 treatments by then. And this stuff say give them 5 to 10 drops. They want to play now because I got this. 5 to 10 drops each ear. They want to keep still for one, And this one right here, he just runs. He'll just run away from me and go all the way upstairs somewhere. And, I always follow up when I give them. You got a toy back there? Say, yes, I have something. I always follow up, y'all. I'm putting this on here. I'm going to tell you why. I'm getting to it in a minute. When I give them a treatment, I also give them a treat. And I come and I get one of these, or I already have one with me, and I give them a treat so that they are rewarded for being good, for allowing me to go ahead and treat their ear because I want them to be well. I want them to be good. But Polaris he doesn't have any sores in his ears. He doesn't have any in there. He'll let me, touch his ear. Long as I don't have that bottle, he okay. But do you see how his ear is getting on this edge? It's getting kind of soiled because he's always cleaning and rubbing his ear like that all the time. And it's thinning his hair out right there. And I don't want them to not trust me anymore because I keep wanting to do something to their ears. And they don't understand I'm trying to help them. But Google tells me that they need to go to a vet and not use over the counter because they could need a medicine that's given orally. And it says $200 to $1,000. Who in the world can pay that? Not me. Not me. And so, I didn't count the costs when I got my cats. I didn't count the costs. I didn't say, well, I should just go ahead and just, not get them because I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to take care of them. I didn't think about they're going to get sick. I had a cat. That I had for almost 17 years. And he never, ever had ear mites or any kind of sickness or whatever. And I took really good care of him. And I had a couple cats since these two. But I had to surrender one. I gave him away to Rachel because I was getting ready to have knee surgery. And he was a kitten. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to come up and down the steps to scoop his litter or to change his litter, scoop it, clean his box, feed him, all of that. So I gave him to Rachel. And my other cat I gave to my neighbor because he was a wild one. I rescued him from outside on my church lot, and he was wild. He was running and jumping on the table and on the arm of the chair and up in the window with, on the curtains. And I couldn't deal with him. But my neighbor had just moved in a couple months before, and they had 2 cats. And when they were trying to pack their cats up in the travel box to bring them with them, the cats wouldn't get in. Like, my cats don't want to get in their travel boxes. They don't like it. And so they ended up not being able to bring their cats for whatever reason. I don't know the people. They just moved here. So I don't know what that was all about. But I felt like maybe I'm supposed to, go ahead and give them my cat. So I gave them my cat with all of his toys. I take good care of my cats. They have, my old principal bought me this for one of my cats, and they have their travel boxes. I handmade this big fluffy pillow. It's 2 of them upstairs. My old cat had one of these with all of the toys that goes with it, and his cat box I gave, and his curry box I gave, and all his toys I gave, and all the litter. I had just bought 2 big 25-pound boxes of litter for him, and a big 20-pound or 18-pound bag of cat food, plus the cat food that was in, his serving bottle that I gave everything that was his to them, to the new neighbors, and they still have that cat. And now this morning I had to call the animal shelter where I rescued these from, where I ain't rescue, I adopted them from the animal shelter. And I had to call them this morning, and I'm waiting for someone to call me back because now seems that I'm going to have to surrender my cats. I'm so mad about that. I'm so mad about it. Like, I don't even know why. Like, I'm just so mad. Meanwhile, I came downstairs so I can try and do a video because I want to work on my junk journal stuff. But I was looking at my cat, and his ears look good. I wish I could show you. His ears look good. They said, you can see this really dark coffee grind looking stuff in their ears. And the mites only live like 3 to 5 days and then they die. But they leave eggs. And so what you might be getting rid of, the babies might be hatching. And so I looked at his ear yesterday. I think this one over here. And when I looked in it, it had a little pink scratch. And that's because he keep, trying to clean his ear. Just a little pink one. But they talk about how at some point they'll have experienced all this hair loss around their ears and scratches inside of their ears and inflammation and all this stuff they was talking about. And I'm like, in all of these years that people have been veterinarians and, makers of some type of over-the-counter stuff, nobody has since found a method that works for over-the-counter that can help them without making them sick. So he was throwing up this morning while I was cleaning their cat boxes in the bathroom right here on this first floor. He was throwing up in my kitchen, and I didn't know that he did because I didn't hear him because I was listening to a video and I was cleaning cat boxes, and I walked in the kitchen, and there was some vomit on the floor, just his cat food, and it, was thick, like he just finished eating a little while ago, but he hasn't been throwing up before he got these treatments starting at him from this over-the-counter. And I had the bad experience of putting a flea collar on a young kitten, and it killed her in my kitchen. She died after 6 days. I didn't know because my cat that I had for almost 17 years, he didn't need a flea collar until I guess he was near 1 because he was just in the house. And then I just started putting a flea collar on him when he was like 1, and he had it until he was like 17. Every year I would buy him a flea collar every spring, and he would have it on until like Christmas time or something. Then I throw it away, and then and get him a new one in the spring. And I never had this issue. And now this one is he's starting to shake his head a little bit. So I don't give him as frequent treatments as I give him. But he's starting to shake his head a little bit. So I don't really know. But that's what this video is about. And I only shared it with you all because, one, maybe somebody knows some kind of help remedy, place, whatever. Y'all know I don't even have a car. I don't have a car. I can't take them all over the place nowhere. I can get a ride share vehicle and go somewhere and take them to a vet. But who gonna pay the bill? I don't know. So I can't take them there. I have to take them back to Barks, where somebody can take care of them and afford a vet bill. But that's, maybe somebody knows something that I don't know. Like, the person that reached out on Facebook, they was like, take that collar off of her. She's too little, and give her a bath in Dawn dish liquid. But by then it was already too late because the chemicals that was in that collar that they use, in those collars, it said you could use it on kittens and cats. I read it. I was very clear. It said on kittens and cats. What I didn't understand was the weight of the cat. And we found the cat outside. My grandson found him in our backyard, the kitten that died from the collar. So those chemicals that's in that collar had already broken down her little system, and so she couldn't survive it even if she had gotten a Dawn bath. I don't know, but anyway, I guess this stuff that's in this PetArmor, is affecting him in some kind of way. He eats good. He eats good and he plays, but this is what I got. And he eats good and he plays, and this is, like the number one thing showing up on Google for cats over the counter. When you see it, it's on there for Amazon, it's on there for Chewy.com, it's on there for PetSmart. I mean, not PetSmart, Petco is on there, all of these things. And then it's on there for a couple different other brands, but I didn't know. But on Google search, PetArmor was the first one came up. And it's like, if I hadn't been posting videos about my cats and, just sharing with you all in my community about them, I would have never put this video up. But, just can you whisper a prayer for my Polaris right here and for my spoon, and that God will work it out some kind of way, because I don't really know what to do. Thanks, y'all.